All right. I think we're live. What's up, everybody? Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Oh, I got to send Mama a text. Check this out. Boom. Hey, Snuggle Muffin, can you bring Big Daddy coffee? Question mark. Yeah, I did say that. I'm not even lying. I really did say that. What's up, Thomas Becker? Paulie, bag of donuts. What's going on? Whoa, look at I'm trying to use my radio voice. Mary Mansfield, what's up, girl? Roger Rabbit in the house. Miss Sarah Nichols in the house. What's up, girl? All right. I probably should do some kind of show material or all right. How much time we got left here? All right, we got a couple minutes. Wait a minute. Is it 3:25? Damn it. Not used to doing this. Phillips, where are you at, bro? All right, let me get this going. Come on in, folks. We're getting ready to go live here in just a couple minutes. I just got to double check my time. I think it's 7:03:25. Correct. El Correctamundo. All right, we're hot. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing? Hey, get over there. Share that wherever you can. Get onto Twitter. Share this link. I don't know what I'm talking about tonight. Let me know if you want to come on and what email to send the link to. Yeah. All right. What's up, Linda? Jamie, Christopher. All right. Kathy in the Berg. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Kathy in the Berg. All right. William, what's up, my brother? Oh, gotta look at the time. Oh, wait, what is it? What is it? So 3:25. All right, we're getting ready to go. I'm a little rusty at this. Oh, what was that? Yep. I just went out. All right. She said yes. She will bring me a coffee because she loves me. 25 seconds, kids. 25 seconds. You guys ready? So am I. Whoop, wrong one. Wrong mouse. Banner, brand. Oh, come on. Here we go. Sit tight, get some popcorn. It is hump day, I think.
Journey into the matrix of the mind. Stretch your imagination and challenge reality. Abnormal realities
Yeah,
are
it is.
beacons for the imagination. What society deems abnormal may be more real than we think. This is Abnormal Realities with your hosts, Ron Phillips and Rocky Stucci.
Oh, what? No, wait a minute. No, Ron Phillips. Hold on a second. No, it's just me tonight, folks. Sorry, didn't mean to get you all flustered and riled up and juicy and moist for no. What? Ron Phillips is not here tonight. What's up, kids? Welcome to the program Wednesday night. Abnormal Realities broadcasting from the Meatball Studios right here in Texas. By the way, I think I already talked about this. I feel like I got something in my mouth. Don't look. It's going to be 80 degrees on Christmas Eve. It's going to be 80 degrees on Christmas Day. And it's really, really weirded me out. I don't know for sure how to take this, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to roll with it. I'm not going to get depressed in a bad way. I'm going to get depressed in a good way like I always do. But it's going to be warm. It's going to be weird. And I'm probably going to do a live stream, talk a little bit of shit. But I didn't feel as bad when I told my mom and she sent me the pictures of my dad outside snow blowing the driveway, and it just looked absolutely miserable. Just want to say hello to everybody. Brother Antonio, Jason Goki in the house, Sarah, Linda, Kathy, Thomas Becker, Delaney, Pearl Jones, Roger Rabbit, Paul, Bag of Donuts, and I'm not scrolling up for anymore else. But hey, folks, don't forget, visit our website, abnormalrealities.com. abnormalrealities.com. Get your asses over there. And of course, romikadesigns.com and insanecustomtumblers.com, or you can go to insanetumblers.com. If you can't remember 3 words, use 2. That's how we do Common Core math up in here. 3, 2, 4, 8, whatever. And of course, Mojo50 Radio, mojo50.com, Odyssey Radio, Ops Lens. We're on iHeart. A lot of you are listening to iHeart right now, but do not forget to go download the podcast. Listen to the podcast, please. We appreciate it. That's what we do. Watch the video and then watch podcasts, or listen to the podcast. Watch the video and then listen to the. Yeah, Kathy in the Berg. By the way, thank you. And she said that she got her Jets tumbler today for her husband for Christmas. Wait, is he not listening? I hope he's not listening. And she says that, where'd it go? It's awesome. Kathy, thank you so much. So, Mr. Josh, Steph, Cuervo Queen, I hope everybody's doing well tonight. I went right up to the show before I was able to come on in here, sit down, and get things going. It's really kind of cool. Everybody remember I did that tumbler I showed you guys the other night for Leslie. And I got another one where a very dear friend of mine, she wants one of her father and sister. And so I've been kind of caught up and working on that, because that's a whole different level. And her and I got into big shout out to Samaya. How you doing, girl? Samaya May is what I call her. My girl Samaya. Hey, Rocky, my son took me to a new tumbler. What? Well, you know what you need to do then, Linda? We got caught up talking about life today, and Samaya's a really cool girl, woman. And, we get in some pretty deep conversations in regards to life and stuff. And I talk about it all the time, and with the paranormal and a lot of the work that I've done, a lot of homes that I've researched, were people that were just, they were lost. And I don't get mad. I don't get frustrated. I just wish one thing. I do. I wish one thing, that I wish people could realize what they had. I'm not talking to you guys, by the way, so don't get mad at me, but I do wish people could realize what they have while they have it, instead of waiting until it's gone. And I'm not saying any of us have done that. It just breaks my heart when I see people miss people. And I know a lot of us, we don't take advantage of the people that we love and their presence. But sometimes life is dumb and we get caught up, and, we forget about those things. And I am just as guilty as anybody else. I'm sitting here thinking of just the last 3 months of my life, and just the last 3 months. And it has been insane. It has been it's been nonstop, 7 days a week, morning till dawn, or dusk till dawn. Is that how it goes? Dusk till dawn? How about when you wake up till you go to bed? How about that? That make more sense? And sometimes it's just like you lose track. You lose track of life, and you lose track of the little things, and you lose track of just stopping and shutting up and sitting down and just relaxing. So I actually have quite a few days off starting next week. And I know there's a lot of business, like the lure stuff and the tumblers, and we got a lot of things we got to do there. But my professional career gets like 9 days off, and I'm really excited about it. But this segment's going to be a little bit different, and it's abnormal in a way, but maybe not abnormal. It's a little bit more about life. And I'll explain. I got a video here that I want to play. Probably everybody here. Oh, wait a minute. Just a second. Just making sure I don't miss Ron Phillips's message if he wants to come on the show. So I'm going to play a video. A lot of you have seen this. Let me do this. No. There we go. Screen share. And so I want to play this video because it was relevant. As a matter of fact, this is one of the things that Samaya and myself were talking about today in reference to this. And then we will go in, and I got to point to all this because we're coming up to the holiday season, and this is the time where people kind of seem to be a little more grateful, maybe because they don't have to work, maybe because they can forget their problems for a couple days. Everybody freaks out all during December because we're all trying to figure out how the hell we're going to get presents for everybody that we love, and we kind of lose sight a little bit, but then the day shows up, and then we get our day. So I want to play this video. And then when I come back, the meatball is going to have what we used to call the meatball moment. So let's get this. What mouse am I using? I got too many mice. Is it mice or mouses? I have too many mouses. Is that how it goes? Okay, shut up, Rocky. Let's rock and roll.
If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. To pass SEAL training, there are a series of long swims that must be completed. One is the night swim. Before the swim, the instructors joyfully brief the students on all the species of sharks that inhabit the waters off San Clemente. They assure you, however, that no student has ever been eaten by a shark, at least not that they can remember. But you are also taught that if a shark begins to circle your position, stand your ground. Do not swim away. Do not act afraid. And if the shark, hungry for a midnight snack, darts towards you, then summons up all your strength and punch him in the snout, and he will turn and swim away. There are a lot of sharks in the world. If you hope to complete the swim, you will have to deal with them. So if you want to change the world, don't back down from the sharks. Over a few weeks of difficult training, my SEAL class, which started with 150 men, was down to just 42. There were now 6 boat crews of 7 men each. I was in the boat with the tall guys, but the best boat crew we had was made up of the little guys, the Munchkin crew, we called them. No one was over 5'5". The Munchkin boat crew had 1 American Indian, 1 African American, 1 Polish American, 1 Greek American, 1 Italian American, and 2 tough kids from the Midwest. They out-paddled, outran, and outswam all the other boat crews. The big men in the other boat crews would always make good-natured fun of the tiny little flippers the Munchkins put on their tiny little feet prior to every swim. But somehow these little guys from every corner of the nation and the world always had the last laugh, swimming faster than everyone and reaching the shore long before the rest of us. SEAL training was a great equalizer. Nothing mattered but your will to succeed, not your color, not your ethnic background, not your education, not your social status. If you want to change the world, measure a person by the size of their heart, not by the size of their flippers. The 9th week of training is referred to as Hell Week. It is 6 days of no sleep, constant physical and mental harassment, and 1 special day at the Mud Flats. The Mud Flats are an area between San Diego and Tijuana where the water runs off and creates the Tijuana Sloughs, a swampy patch of terrain where the mud will engulf you. It is on Wednesday of Hell Week that you paddle down to the Mud Flats and spend the next 15 hours trying to survive the freezing cold, the howling wind, and the incessant pressure to quit from the instructors. As the sun began to set that Wednesday evening, my training class, having committed some egregious infraction of the rules, was ordered into the mud. The mud consumed each man till there was nothing visible but our heads. The instructors told us we could leave the mud if only 5 men would quit. Only 5 men, just 5 men, and we could get out of the oppressive cold. Looking around the mud flat, it was apparent that some students were about to give up. It was still over 8 hours till the sun came up. 8 more hours of bone-chilling cold. The chattering teeth and the shivering moans of the trainees were so loud, it was hard to hear anything. And then one voice began to echo through the night. One voice raised in song. The song was terribly out of tune, but sung with great enthusiasm. One voice became 2, and 2 became 3, and before long, everyone in the class was singing. The instructors threatened us with more time in the mud if we kept up the singing, but the singing persisted, and somehow the mud seemed a little warmer, and the wind a little tamer, and the dawn not so far away. If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope. So if you want to change the world, start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are the toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never, ever give up. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world for the better.
Whew, I don't know about you guys. That was pretty profound. If you want to change the world, don't change the size of your flippers. Change the size of your heart, right? So, what's going on? All right, so time out on my deep moment, baby. Come on. Oh, no, you're coming in? No, you're not? Okay. Wait, what? Am I moving? All right. All right. We have an interruption. One of these days, she's going to come out and we're going to do shots of tequila while we do the show. What am I moving here? I'm just moving this mouse. Okay. What do we got? We have a gift from Audrey. Okay. I got to put it flat on the desk. This makes me kind of freaked out a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to lift the lid. It's flat. Now what? Just pick it up. Son of a bitch. Oh! Did you do it?
I knew it was going to do that. That's why.
This thing's flew. Damn you, Audrey. Damn it. They're on rubber bands. Damn it. That scared the crap out of me. Okay. Thank you, Audrey, and thank you, baby, for freaking me the hell out. It really scared me. That music is creepy. Okay, I got little butterflies now that just tried to murder me. I should have known better. When she says lay it flat, oh, what the hell? Damn it. Yeah, well, not at my expense. Thank you, Odds. I appreciate it. And it was weird because I was expecting something too. And it's still, even when you expect it, you kind of get freaked out, right? So, anyways, let's see. We got about 10 minutes left here for this segment. Ain't payback a bitch? What? Payback for what? What did I do? I didn't do nothing. Was that Ron that just messaged me? Oh, what are you doing down there? She's under the desk. Yeah, she is. I just want to make sure. Okay, that wasn't right. Oh, what do you know, babe? Guess who just sent me a text? Son of a bitch. No, Izzo. Look at. She looks at it. She goes, I don't want to see. Let me see. Dude, that's, you know what? There's something about, I'm kind of jealous because Lisa says that my butt is cratered in. And I did science. And he's wearing one of those, what are those hats called? She said she ain't looking. You looking for the other butterflies? I'm kind of jealous because, he has some curvature. You know what I'm saying? I got the yeah. Never mind. Lisa ain't coming on the show because she's going to talk about my butt for a whole hour. So Audrey said she's going to be a little late. So remind me when she comes on that we make sure she says thank you and have her ass go back and watch the replay. Thanks, Dominic. Thank you. A concave ass. Appreciate it.
Right.
We ain't got time. All right. You looking for more butterflies? Oh, yeah, that'll be badass. So, thank you, Dominic. I'm touched. I am touched. So, okay, how do I go back now? How do I go back to? I mean, I had a whole vision on the direction I was going to go. I was going to come up. I was going to give you a meatball moment. I was going to be passionate. I may have even manifested some tears. All right, we got about 8 minutes. So, if you want to change the world, yeah, that's what it is. A sombrero. Thank you, Linda. And he trims and he has socks. I'm going to do a close up. No, I'm not doing a close up. Okay. Oh, I just noticed the picture he was drawing too. Damn it, Izzo. Dude, I just saw it. Let me see. What does it say? 3. Oh my God. Son of a bitch. Whew. Okay. Now, bring it back. Let me take a drink of my coffee. I was having a conversation today in regards to when my son started his business. And, apparently there's some people in this world. Wait, yeah, it is Beaver. Oh, you're talking to, there's some people in this world in modern times. I'm not getting political. This is a meatball moment thing. It's not politics, but there are some people in this world that for some reason feel that you need to coddle this new age, that we need to protect their emotional state. We need to protect their feelings. We are a human species that is really weird, and I think one of the most important things in our existence is that we develop and evolve as a human species and not sit here and continuously take step backwards, because that is what the F we're doing. And so apparently this individual, and I won't say who it was, I almost wanted to, but I won't. She thought that, and it's not nobody in my family, she thought that every time, let's say when my son Rocky would paint a lure, that I was supposed to celebrate and I was supposed to pat him on the back. And in life, people believe that mediocre deserves reward, kind of like the every kid gets a trophy thing. I totally disagree. I think that is the most toxic thing you can do to the human mind. If we claim we want to grow spiritually, if we claim we want to evolve spiritually, if we want to expand our conscious and our subconscious, the last thing you should be doing and worrying about is protecting your feelings. Nothing more than feelings. Thank you. Good night, Texas, bitches. So I said, look at here. Look at this young lady. I said, let me tell you something a little bit about life, because life is a bitch. Life is tough. Life is strong. Life will eat you up. It'll tear you up. It'll break you. It'll humiliate you. It'll destroy you if you allow it to. And there's some comments I've seen in the thread that I'll touch on sometime in this program. I believe this, that if I were to reward a behavior that is mediocre or average, then we are going to be a busy species going around and patting everybody on the back. But the problem is that when you constantly reward mediocre, every time they do something mediocre, they're going to expect the trophy. They're going to expect the reward. They're going to expect the pat on the back. I was talking today about these universities creating these areas where people go and they feel safe, right? And that is so toxic, because the second you walk out, we talk about on this show these savage locations, these haunted locations where really, really, really bad things happen. And no matter how much you want to go to a singular location, no matter how much you want to go to a spot and go in a room to feel safe, sooner or later you got to come out of that room. Sooner or later you got to come off that campus. And sooner or later you need to go out into this thing, we call the real world. And the real world don't give a shit about your feelings. The real world don't give a shit about your emotional state, because the more feelings you have, the more emotionally broken you have, the more you will constantly get rolled over, the more you will constantly get chewed up and beat up and spit out. When somebody does something outstanding, I recognize that. I recognize the job well done. Maybe this is part of the athlete in me, because I played semi-pro football. Maybe this is the part of me to where when we think we are doing our best, we can do better. Izzo, if you're still in the chat room, dude, you know this. You're in the martial arts. You know, you do those videos and you're fighting a stick. Yeah, I watch them. And I put them in slow motion. And I change the music in the background. And what am I saying about martial arts? And maybe because, when we create a perception of reality, that becomes real. A martial artist, they always think that they've maxed out, but then they create this thing that they can do better, and they do better, and they do better, and they do better. Same thing with football, same thing with life. If you create a limit, you will never exceed the limit. You get what I'm saying? If you create that plateau will never, ever, ever be breached, no matter what the situation is in life. This is a guy who's been broken 1,000 times. This is a guy who's been to food shelves. This is a guy who's been homeless, who's been on the streets, and who's been and done and seen some really, really bad shit. And yet here I am, a 48-year-old man with a beautiful family, a beautiful home, and I did things and I made things right because I changed the way I saw the world. I changed the way I perceived to see things. And when I thought I didn't have enough fight left in my heart, I found it and I dug deeper and I found it. And you get up and you fight harder and you push harder and you don't quit and you don't give up. And this is exactly why I wanted to play that video at the beginning of the game, because we're in our holiday season. I know there's people that are watching right now, and I know there's people that are listening that are heartbroken. I'm heartbroken because we miss people. And we want that one time, one more shot, one more opportunity to say hello. Say, I love you. We want that one time, that one opportunity. I'm getting chills. I'm feeling some of you out there. To be able to go wrap our arms around somebody just one more time. Just that one opportunity to hear them say your name just one more time. That's all we want. And I get it. Oh, I get it. There's a lot of people on my list that I'd like to hear their voice one more time. There's a lot of people on my list that I'd love to see their face one more time. I'd love to joke with them one more time. One more cigar, one more beer, one more opportunity to have a conversation. They're not far. I promise you that. They're not far. Folks, Rocky Stucci, Abnormal Realities right here. Ron Phillips is in Disney, one of the lands or worlds or whatever it is. Catch our breath. We got more to come. Stand by.
At Romika Designs, we're more than just a laser engraving and specialty design company. Much more. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs, and if you can dream it, we can probably make it. We can custom laser cut and engrave on nearly all material. Great for one-of-a-kind gifts, home decor, business and specialty items, or personalized and logoed designs created just for you or your company. Allow us to become your go-to gift and specialty project partner. Romika Designs can help make your ideas a reality. We're ready to help you design and create that special gift for any occasion or engrave your personal or business logo on just about any product. View our designs at romikadesigns.com or simply email us with your ideas. We specialize in custom design and would be honored to have the opportunity to discuss it with you. Call us at 817-400-4040, email info@romikadesigns.com, or visit us on the web at romikadesigns.com.
Abnormal Realities.
Bro, why are you feeling that energy right now?
It's a pretty good energy I'm feeling right now. I'm just saying.
Dude, Tinkerbell had a crush on.
On what?
Dude, she was always wearing like tiny skirts.
She was wearing tiny skirts.
Do you think that was subliminal?
Of course it was. It's Disney. Come on. Everybody knows Disney's subliminal.
What?
Yeah, dude. The front of the Little Mermaid VHS case. Come on, there's a big old wiener on it.
What?
Not even joking.
Show us right
What?
now. Where?
What?
Where?
On the old Little Mermaid case.
Okay.
You search wiener on Little Mermaid case.
Wiener on. I didn't even play.
You let me know if you don't see a big old thing right on the front of that case.
Why are you yelling at me? I'm
Just
stressed.
pull one up. Look at the tower.
Abnormal Realities.
I hate that I knew that. Damn it.
With Ron and Rocky. 8 p.m. Eastern. Mojo 50.
I think I was on cue that time. I don't know. I may have slipped. Scott Severini says, I live for love. I live for love. Man, I tell you something, 10 years ago, Scott, somebody came up to me and they threw that at me. I would mock and ridicule that. And the only reason I would mock and ridicule something like that was because I had so much hatred for myself. I had so much hatred deep down inside my soul. And I blamed everything external. And I was too damn afraid to look in the mirror. I really was. And it's important because, the reason I got involved into the paranormal, no joke, is because I lost a lot of damn people. I lost a lot of good people in my life, man. A lot of good people. Some were tragic, burned to death, killed. I ran from my problems and I moved out to Washington State. Nobody knew where I was for months. Rumor was I was dead. Parents thought I was dead. They didn't hear from me for months. Find out that my grandma, she pretty much died at home, and then they kept her on life support. They got her to the hospital the day before Thanksgiving and got the news. And I got on a plane. Don't tell me how I'd made that happen. And I flew home, and grandma ended up staying alive till the next day after Thanksgiving. And so I'm honored and I'm privileged. It sounds weird, but I'm honored and I'm privileged. Hey, baby, don't talk crap about Petey being safe. I'm honored and I'm privileged that I was there for grandma. Even though her body was just being kept alive. But she fought through. They took her off life support and she stayed, there all the way until I think it was 2:00 the morning after Thanksgiving. So, it's just one of those things. And I think that's why, you just have this thing of just missing people. And that's not a bad thing. Missing them just means you love them that much. Right. And Lisa's in the chat room. Lisa and I, we used to do all the time. All the time, we used to do things at our home up north. Now, we had to stop doing it because, things got crazy. But we had people come through. You get these people, and I'm going to say it, I don't even give a shit. You get these super, super religious people that to them, everything is malevolent. Everything is a demon. Everything is dark energy. Everything is bad, bad, bad when it comes to the paranormal. Well, we'll have Lisa on sometime with us, and we'll talk about it in regards to some of the EVPs that we got in our home from so many distressed souls, not malevolent, not evil, and not angry. They were detached because they left this world not satisfied with the people that they loved, knowing them, how much they loved them. We have an abundance of EVPs where these spirits come through in our home simply wanting to say, I'm sorry, I love you, things like that. Doesn't sound too demonic to me. Doesn't sound too malevolent to me. It sounds like somebody who just wasn't ready to leave until the right people heard them say, I love you. So to all my friends that are listening right now, to all you beautiful people right now that are listening and watching the program, and I know some of you, this is going to be your first holidays, and somebody that you love dearly isn't going to be here with you. I don't need to tell you. I really don't need to tell you that that they're with you, because you know the science. You know it. You feel it. You just know they're there. And when we were up with Ron, myself and Ron, when we were up at my mom and dad's, I showed Ron some pictures because, there's this big thing about about orbs. I think a lot of you understand that. I think I got a lot of common sense. Sometimes my imagination stretches reality a little bit, but what is reality? Who knows, right? So I do believe that the orb thing is a real thing, but I also know the fact that what a lot of people perceive to be orbs is dust and pollen and hair and all this other stuff, right? We know the difference. We get it. If you do it long enough, you start recognizing the difference. And you can go at my parents' house. My parents' house is really active, and that's why Ron was afraid of going to the laundry room, to go into the refrigerator to get a pop, because Ron was freaked out in my mom's laundry room. And then he freaked me out about my mom's laundry room. And for the first time since 1992, my ass was afraid to go in my mom's laundry room because of Ron Phillips's ass being afraid to go into my mom's laundry room. And all of a sudden, I got all geeked out and tweaked out. But you can go any time of the year through my parents' house and take 500,000 pictures and you'll never get one speckle of dust. But for some reason, and I hope truly that this does give somebody some kind of hope, because this is a real and true story. We got a big picture that is mounted on our wall and at my parents' house it was right after I got out of treatment, and it was a family picture. And just so happened that day, I had all these big orbs around my body, and then there's a couple behind my brother and sisters. We tried to replicate that the next day. We tried to replicate it the day after, and we continue to try to replicate it. We continue to sit down and take pictures with flashes and do all these different things to try to create those, as some would call it, specks of dust. You believe whatever you want. You feel whatever you want. That's cool. You will never convince me any different. So what my heart is telling me and what I believe is this. They can come back and visit you. They can come back to tap you on the shoulder and say, oh, I just gave you chills. You have a feeling somebody's near you, and I hope you know it's me. I truly believe, because the holidays are so important to my family, the Thanksgivings and the Christmases are so important to my family, that, you know how some people will haunt an object, or some people won't leave a location because they claim that home, that is their home, that is their space. That's what they love that much, a material thing. Well, it's a state. What's no different than people. So I believe every holiday in my parents' home, we get visited. People come and visit us. They come and they join us, and they sit in for pictures. They show themselves. After pictures are done, family groups, the sisters and their families, and me and my brother, my sisters, and my mom and dad, the kids, we get these in all these pictures. But then when picture time is done, they're gone. We will take pictures for the rest of the night and nothing will be there. I don't care what you believe. Believe whatever soothes your soul, 100%. But I also want other people to believe that are sitting there as we creep up. Today's December 22nd. We have 2 days. 2 days. Well, I'm sorry. We have 2 days before we get to Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is when a lot of people's souls are going to be unsettled that are still living, because they're thinking about somebody that they love. You need to do it. You absolutely need to think of them. Shed a tear. Don't be ashamed. Don't run and hide, and don't think you can't. Because maybe you love that person so much, and then they show up, and your feelings and your emotions are intertwining. My hair is standing up right now for some reason. I don't know why. So I just want you to understand, it's okay to miss them. It's okay to be sad. Because what I do every single Christmas night, Lisa's in the chat room. She's in the chat room. She will tell you this. When everybody goes to bed, I sit down in my living room. I shut all the lights off, and I plug in the Christmas lights. And I sit there and I go back in time. I time travel, if that's what you want to call it. Not physically, but project, maybe. I put myself back in the places that made me the happiest. I think about my babies when they were little, and how the most simplest things underneath that tree was the world to them. That $4 truck, that waking up on Christmas morning and my boys being at the bottom of the stairs, waiting for mom to say, okay, boys, come on up. I think of those things because those are precious times. I neglected a lot of my life when my boys were little. And I didn't savor those moments like I should, but I can savor the memories. I put myself back when I was a child, looking out Grandpa's front window, looking for Rudolph in the sky. And all of a sudden, all the family members and all the people that I love that are no longer here with us physically come back to life. Those emotions are the same. That love is the same. The feeling is the same. They're back. They're there. They're with me. If it's just for a short time, they're there and they're going to be there. Think about them. Cry all you want. It's okay. That's all right. I do reminisce. I do. I do reminisce. And that's okay, right? And the one thing, you ask Lisa, there's certain things that I don't want to use the word trigger. One of the hardest parts about me personally moving here was leaving my mom and dad because they're getting up there in age. You know, you look at somebody like my dad, who's always been this hardcore raging bull. You know, he's the East Side man, the East Side Gary Stucci, would get hung off a bridge by motorcycle clubs, you know, came home every night with bloody knuckles. I always grew up seeing him as that figure. And then as time progresses, I start getting older. And then I look at my mom and I look at my dad and I see age. You know, they're sore, they're tired, they walk slower, their hair is different. You start seeing their face kind of drop a little bit, and it breaks your heart because, you know, they're in their next stage of life. And I pray to God, and I'm sure they have plenty of life left. But leaving them when they're at that age was difficult for me. And I understand that, and they get that. And saying goodbye to them every time I go up there is the worst experience of my damn life. I swear to God, it's the worst experience of my damn life. You know, I don't need, well, I actually like when Lisa compliments me. I do like that. But, you know, my dad has programmed me growing up that you don't always look for the reward, right? You don't always look for the pat on the back. We're not really good at it. I'll be honest with you. We're not really good at that. My dad was an athlete all his life. My dad coached football. I think he still might be coaching football. I don't know. But so my dad is programmed to push people beyond their limits, beyond their understanding, beyond what their mind limits them to do. And when you have people like that, they understand that constantly rewarding, like I was talking about earlier in this program, constantly rewarding average behavior is catastrophic to the growth of an individual because they're always going to be looking for it. And but you know, when somebody like me, as a 48-year-old man, says goodbye to my mother, not easy. And then when I go give my dad a hug and to see tears in my father's eyes and to hear the words like I'm proud of you, you know, I don't do what I do to hear that, but when I do, it just you know, it's different because it's true, right? It's not just somebody saying, "Hey, I'm proud of you. Good job." Okay, go get on with it. It's truly spoken words. And, you know, I shared a story on this program before, and I'll share it again right now. And you don't have to listen to it. You don't have to like it. This is something that we all need to do in life is do what's different. And, you know, the opinion of people don't mean anything. There's some goofy people in the world, and the more that somebody ridicules and mocks other people is nothing more but truly just an insecurity of themselves. And ain't that right, Jason? Dang Italian families. Every time you come to my parents' house, it takes about 45 minutes just to say goodbye, you know, at the front door. You say goodbye. You get out to the front step, you go through it all again. And then you come up and have another whole conversation before you even make it to the car. Say goodbye again. And then they hold the doors open for you. Say goodbye again. Shut the door for you. And then they sit there and they wave all the way until your car goes down the street. And then they made us stand there for a minute, just in case you choose to come back. Just in case. That is your typical goodbye in an Italian family, folks. But I told you guys a story. This was probably one of the most profound moments in my life, and it beat me up like a son of a bitch. And that was when my dad wanted to do the walk for his church. And so, by the way, Audrey, thank you. Lisa brought that up and had me open it here. And it was weird because of the fact that I knew something was fishy. You know, it just, I saw it. You know, Lisa gets a weird little twitch in her eyeball when she has something up her sleeve. And then she's really forceful for me to do it, you know, like super peer pressure-ish. And so I was kind of prepared, right? And I took the top of the box off and I still jumped. And I didn't think it was funny. Kind of. You know what I'm saying? But my dad was trying to raise money for his church. They're shutting down my dad's church. My dad was so heartbroken. They're shutting down churches all over the Twin Cities. Twin Cities has had a lot of shit go on because of the Catholic churches. My dad's still active. I can't altar boy or whatever. He serves mass and he gives host out. It's really weird. And so my dad he thought he would try to do something. He wanted to do, I think it was, baby, I don't know, you probably know, it was like a 65-mile walk. He was going to do it in 2 days. He was going to go from Lake Elmo, Minnesota up to Taylor's Falls, which is the border of Minnesota and Wisconsin, beautiful area. And then he was going to walk to Turtle Lake the second day, and he had a campsite. But what happened was my dad got caught up in a storm while he was walking, a rainstorm, and it was super hot, super muggy that day. And he didn't bring extra socks, and he didn't bring a lot to prepare for that type of weather. And typically he would. I mean, my dad, he typically he's ahead of the game a little bit better. So he pretty much became crippled. My mom called me up and she was crying, and she asked me to go to the campsite, and she was begging me. She's like, just tell him to come home. Just tell him to come home. And that was the first time when I got to that campsite to go talk to Dad, and he was there. The tent was set up. The fire was going. That he had a coffee pot over the fire. I mean, he was doing stuff Wild West shit. You know what I'm saying? He had the coffee pot over the fire, the water boiling from the heat of the fire, and then he had his filters in there just kind of brewing. So a real campfire coffee thing. What? Is that how you say it? I don't know. And the second, of course, because this is how my parents are, they serve, right? They serve you. So when I get there, the first thing my dad wanted to do is get me a cup of coffee. Well, he went to try to get up and he couldn't walk because the bottom of his feet became so blistered that he couldn't walk. And that's the first time, folks. And again, I told the story before. It's the first time that I've seen my dad broken. It was the first time I've seen defeat in my father's face, and it haunted me. It haunted me. It haunted me. And, everybody here knows Lisa. And, I put her on some pretty wild rides sometimes, right? I always have ideas, I always got ideas, and I got things to do. There's always something I got brewing. And I got home from that, and Lisa, I think she was sitting outside. I can't remember. And I walked right up to her, and I just told her, I'm like, I got to do it. I got to do it. And she's like, do what? Like, I got to finish my dad's walk. And she's like, okay. And she's like, when do you want to do it? Next month, 2 months from, I'm like, no, I'm just going to do it. I didn't even prepare. I think the walk from his campsite to where I was going, I think was like 34 miles, 35 miles. And she's like, okay, what do we need? And so we got everything up. I got a big old backpack. I put a big old American flag on the backpack, and they took me to the campsite, and I got hit with a terrible, terrible thunderstorm that night when I was sleeping in the tent because I was going to wake up the next day and then go. And there's a point to this story, folks, but it has to be spoken this way. People were screaming and running all over the place. They were running into the bathroom because that was a tornado shelter. I could hear branches. I was underneath trees. I was just in this little open area, and above me was all these trees and a little picnic table. And I was contemplating on what to do. I was like, do I go out? Do I run? My tent was getting saturated. It was so wet outside that the moisture was coming through my tent. My blankets were wet. Everything was wet. And then I kept thinking about what my dad went through. And I'm like, is everything I have going to get damaged and wrecked? And I just closed my eyes and I just listened to the storm. I listened to the branches break all around me. I heard them fall on the ground all around me, but not one hit my tent. I just laid there for the rest of the night. I woke up and it was one of those really dampy, kind of a gross morning, an uncomfortable wetness in the air. And so I put on my bag. I hooked up the big Italian flag, the big old flag hanging off my big old backpack, and I started walking. And so this is where the story gets interesting, because this is the thing about life, right? This is something that and Lisa says, I'm always good when Rocky leaves. I encourage it. Just saying. What? There's some validity to that. I'm just saying, So I started walking, and honest to God, I was only a mile in, and I was already like, I'm like, this is dumb. I already stopped at a gas station, grabbed a pack of smokes, because I was ready for this walk. And so when you start out this walk and you cross from Minnesota into Wisconsin, there is this humongous hill, which is about 2 miles long. And you look up at it and you're staring up at it. And that's kind of like the introduction to that day. And that walk was terrible. I was already getting cramps walking up the hill, and I was hydrating and all that, but it was just, I wasn't in shape, and my body wasn't prepared for all that. And so, you start walking, and while you're walking, all of a sudden, your dumbass mind, 80,000 thoughts a day, 80,000 thoughts a day, 80% of those thoughts are negative. That's the average in a human thought process throughout the day. We have 80,000 thoughts a day on average. I can't remember where I heard that. Was it Jordan Peterson? Or it was somebody. And 80% of our thoughts are negative throughout the day. And so, when you're walking, I was all by myself. There was nobody with me. There wasn't no car following me. My mom would call me every once in a while to check up on me. I would call Lisa, I would chat with her. I think Facebook was around at that time, send her messages. I posted a couple things on Facebook and try not to let people know I was only not even 20% into this walk and I was already beat up and I was already wanting it to be done. And, Lisa says, yep, that's when his feet got messed up and he's sensitive with his feet. So that was fun to care for. It was my hip too, babe. And so this is when things trigger, right? This is where your mind starts going dark on you. And so I want everybody to compare these situations to life, to compare it to your job, my job can be absolutely miserable, but I try to fight through it every day and it's not easy. There's always ways we want to do things different. There's always ways we want to cheat. There's always ways we want to bend things just to get it done. Do it the easy way, right? Do it the easy way. And while I was walking, people started stopping and offered me rides, which was a terrible thing because it made me think about catching a ride because, you start thinking, oh my God, who's going to know? If I got, even if I got in a vehicle, this is what I was thinking. Even if I got in the vehicle and I just pushed about 5 miles, just give me a 5-mile ride. You know what I mean? Because then technically I kind of cheated, but I kind of didn't, right? I mean, those are the things that you start thinking. But as this process proceeded, different things started happening. This one lady out of nowhere, she just comes up to me, stops, and she gives me $10. Now, I don't know if she thought that I was homeless because I didn't think I looked homeless. And I wasn't, right? I mean, obviously I wasn't. But she just came and gave me money. And this other guy out of nowhere, he pulls over and he had this big thing of food that he just bought at a restaurant and he gave it to me. And I didn't eat it, because I didn't trust it. I looked at it. I was like, nope. Because then I started, this is me. I'm like, yeah, he probably poisoned it. He probably farted on it or something, And I won't eat it. But regardless of me not eating it, I still recognize the act of kindness, right? The good act. This complete stranger stopped to give me food, to put food in my stomach. This complete stranger stopped to give me money. These are the things I need to remind myself throughout the process of life, because we always focus on the stupid, right? Because goodness don't sell. Motivation don't sell. Kindness don't sell. Because you know what sells? Hatred, misery, and fear. That's what sells. That's what you see when you turn on your TV. That's when you see when you open up social media. That's what you see when you start reading articles online. It is all fear porn. It is all hateful. And it is to divide you from other people and make you hate and miserable and dependent. Hate, miserable, and dependent. That's what it does. Because when you're so focused on that, when you're so focused on the person that doesn't think like you're not focused on the good things in life. You're not focused on the things that are satisfying. The smallest, most simplest things. Lisa, she knows I love taking pictures of her flowers. I love taking pictures of little flowers on the ground and getting real close up to it because you can pull that little flower out of the ground and hold it in your hand, and there's a whole world that exists right in your hand. There's a whole world, and we don't see it. We don't see it. This one lady wrote a book. She was a hospice nurse. And in her book, she talked about what changed in people when they found out that they were terminal. What changed in the mindset of people when they realized that they did not have that much more time left to live. And it was the simple things. All of a sudden, this guy realized how beautiful his 20-mile drive to work every day was. This lady, the only thing she wanted was to go outside and sit on a swing one more time. That's it. She didn't want to go to a store. She didn't want to go buy anything. She didn't want to do any of that. She just wanted to sit on a swing. And it's unfortunate that we have to have those moments to be able to sit back and see things, to feel things, to appreciate things, to understand things, because we're too busy hating Anybody who's not us, we're too busy hating people that think differently than us. And when has that ever served you? Really think about this question. When has that ever served you? I've done political radio for a long ass time. What did I change in the world? What did I change for me going on the microphone every single day? What did I change? Nothing. Nothing changed. I didn't change the world. I didn't save the planet. I didn't stop corruption. I didn't stop this nasty geopolitical squeeze that we're getting on the country right now. I didn't stop radicalism. I didn't. I fed your anger. That's exactly what I did. And that's exactly what they do. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to feed the beast. And don't get me wrong, I pay attention. I pay close attention of what's going on. And I think people should be looking in the opposite direction of what you're told. I will say that because Ron's going to kill me if I get political. But when you're forced to look this way, you sure as hell better be looking over there, because this country is getting squeezed right now. So through this journey and through the march, I was done. I wanted to quit. I wanted to give up. I wanted to do it the easy way. My body and my mind kept telling me to cheat and to give up. To cheat, quit, give up. Cheat, quit, and give up. At about 5 miles left, I'm on the side of the road, walking down the road. My hip was giving out on me. I could barely walk. My feet were tore up. All of a sudden, I hear a car pull up behind me. I hear a car pull right up behind me. And I stop and I turn around. It was my mom and dad. And I was to the point to where I was done. And the one thing that I needed to see was that. That's what gave me my push. They showed up at the exact right time for me to go beyond what my mind perceived to be my limit. My dad gets out. My dad makes walking sticks. I got the walking stick. It's literally right around me here somewhere. I think it's in here. It's downstairs or something. I have the walking stick. He comes out with the walking stick. He gives me a walking stick, and my dad was still healing. He was still sore from the week before. He had his walking stick. So for the last 5 miles, me and my dad, we walk all the way to the sign, and we get to the sign, and I wanted to touch the sign at the same time with my dad because that was my dad's thing. I thought it was only fair that him and I touched the sign at the same time, but he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. He wanted me to do it. He wanted me to do it. I didn't do it for anything. I don't know why I did it still. I did it because I just wanted to do it for my dad. That's it. So, folks, get up in this life and make it happen. Stop the perception that you have limits. Think of the people that you love and let them be your drive. abnormalrealities.com, romikadesigns.com, insanecustomtumblers.com. I love you guys. You think about them, they're going to be with you. I love you guys. You have a good night, everybody.